A flashback to 1995 shows the events that transpired when Nick Fury first encountered Skrulls along with Carol Danvers. 2 years later, he met a young Gravik who escaped on his own after his parents died defending themselves. Fury made a promise to the Skrulls that if they helped him defend his planet, he would help them find one of their own. Back in the present, one of the Skrull warriors is captured by the authorities as he loudly exclaims that he's American. Fury and Talos manage to escape and take a train from Moscow to Warsaw. To pass the time, Fury asks Talos if there is anything he doesn't know about the destruction of Skrullos and the ones who escaped. Talos admits that there are over 1 million Skrulls on Earth and Fury is livid after finding out. Maria Hill's body is shifted onto a plane back to the US as her mother and a small group of people pay their respects. She walks up to Fury and asks him how her daughter died. He says that someone targeted him by killing her, so he's the one to blame for Hill's death. The media is rife with news of the attack and how there is alleged American involvement. Various European leaders have their say on the issue. Gravik and Jaya stop somewhere and Gravik attends a meeting of the High Council of the Skrulls. It is revealed that they have integrated themselves into high positions around the world. These include the British Prime Minister, the NATO General Secretary, and a prominent American newscaster, among others. They are not happy with Gravik's actions, but he insists that their best course of action is war because Fury didn't honor his word. Gravik organizes a coup and is elected General of the Skrulls, although one of the members of the council doesn't accept this appointment. She leaves and immediately informs Talos of this development. Gravik returns to their base and is cheered by the others. He says something to Pagan, who then heads off deeper into the facility with Jaya following him. She finds a lab where a scientist named Rosa Dalton is running some kind of experiment and talking about harvests of some kind. Colonel Rhodes arrives for an emergency meeting held by the major EU leaders as a representative of President Ritson. He denies American involvement in the Moscow attack unless they provide credible proof and is then contacted by Fury, who says that he wants to meet. Rhodes and Fury meet at a bar where Fury tells the colonel that they've been infiltrated by the Skrulls and it is his job to stop them. Rhodes says that he is vaguely aware of the Skrulls but fires Fury because he cannot act on his own without accountability. Sonya goes to the location where they are questioning the Skrull that was captured and says that she's taking over the interrogation. She uses a chemical to torture him for answers. Jaya checks the computers for Rosa's name and finds out what kind of experiments she's conducting before Gravik shows up and says that they have learned where their brother is being held. The prisoner tells Sonya the name of the scientists and that they're making a machine that might make them stronger, and she escapes right as Gravik and Pagan arrive to free him. Jaya calls the police and informs them of the safe house while she's alone, so they have to keep driving along on their return. They stop in the middle of the forest where Pagan kills the prisoner for revealing their secrets. Fury travels to a house where a Skrull woman is just cooking and minding her business. As he walks into the kitchen, she observes her human form and tells him that he's forgetting something. Fury heads back to a side table and picks up a wedding ring and puts it on before embracing and kissing her. Pagan, Beto, and a third warrior head out for an important task as Gravik welcomes the rest of the council to show them what he is working on with Dr. Rosa Dalton. It is a machine that will not only change their appearance but give them powers and turn them into Super Skrulls. In 1998, Fury was working with a network of Skrull spies, and one of them was Vera, who wanted to have a relationship with him. She eventually becomes Priscilla Fury, the woman he is visiting in the present. After the initial pleasantries, Fury asks her if she's in contact because he's still paranoid, but she focuses on the fact that she had to deal with the loss of him not only during the blip but after that too. Gravik's plan is to use a British naval submarine to fire on a United Nations flight which would initiate World War III and allow the Skrulls to ascend amid the chaos. He talks to Jaya and expresses his concerns about the mole, but she says that it was Brogan who revealed the location of their safe house during his interrogation. She then drives him to his meeting with Talos. Talos pleads with him once more to stand down and stop killing innocent humans, but there is no changing Gravik's mind. Jaya uses this chance to share info with Talos. Fury visits Talos for help and they exchange what they know. Fury calls Sonya to find out who in the British Navy would be responsible for ordering the attack, and she gives him a name and address after revealing that she found his surveillance device. Fury and Talos head all the way to the respective Commodore's house, and along the way, they address the tension between them. They infiltrate the house and eventually get to the Commodore, while at HQ, a disguised Skrull is getting ready to carry out the attack. They aren't able to get the abort code from the Commodore and Talos eventually kills him. He then calls Jaya to find out what it is and she goes to the human Commodore who is in status and shares the code with Talos. He calls in the abort code and Jaya makes a run for it. She is confronted by Gravik outside and she makes up a reason for heading out after the attack failed. He says that it didn't fail because it helped him find out who the traitor is, before shooting her. Priscilla gets a call and leaves her home. She heads to a facility to open up a safe deposit box that has a gun inside. She then receives another call from Pagan giving her a location and time. She says she wants to talk to Gravik but her request is denied.